This is the worst page of the entire book, page 16, because Steve Rogers, Captain America, he sees like a weird. Yeah, so AKAPADers, welcome back to the channel. I've been digging around a lot of the comic book runs, isolating reads, and kind of just putting the label, the greatest comic book single issue of all time. Captain America issue 323 qualifies as that. And you're watching this on election night because I couldn't decide which one of these Paul Neary issues, and Paul Neary recently passed away. He is one hell, I mean, if you guys can see his headshot right there, he is one hell of a Captain America artist, might be the greatest Captain America artist of all time. So, I'm just struggling because I went through a good batch of these. And I want to say, maybe, like, not too long ago, I would have said Ron Garney and Mark Waid, the greatest Captain America run of all time. I would have said, yeah, with a couple of caveats, like John Cassidy's run on, the Captain America, the Marvel Knights, those 6-7 issues. I think it was 6 initially. The post 9/11 Captain America, very impactful, and then we have like Steve Epting and the Winter Soldier run. But Captain America really only has a handful of like real runs. Everything that we're at here, right? It's crazy because they throw all the perfect things at Captain America, and this is a one and done issue, and it sets up a ton of things moving forward, and it wraps up a ton of things here. This is such a good single issue, and it sets the political stage for Captain America perfectly. It sets the superhero stage perfectly, and it melds the Steve Rogers and Captain America like perfectly. And we want to read the next issue right away. This is one of the big criteria when I discuss the greatest comic book single issue of all time. This is there. And what puts it even more there, what amplifies it just a little bit more, is this is on nobody's radar. This issue is only here when you read comics, and you obsessively read comics, meaning you pack your work bag and you stuff some comic books in there and you go off to the office, and when you have a spare couple moments, you're cracking out issues to read them. That's my lifestyle. I'm happy to bring this issue to you guys. I want to hit that drawing table, and it's perfect, right? Captain America, election night. Let's go. There it is, AKAPADers. All right. Crypt is taking the break from being the table mascot. Meet Pike and meet Warblade, the two new mascots of this drawing table. And guys, just say hello to Stephen Hugh here. If you guys are not familiar with Stephen Hughes, he is of Chaos Comics. He's the one that really I keep his trading card at the drawing table. And just speaking of drawing, can I do a little bit of a promotion? I've been live streaming my Avenger sketchbook. I'm just doing headshots from the 30th anniversary poster illustrated by the late great George Perez. We got a lot of late great guys recently. Jeez. I don't know, guys. I've just been live streaming this. I only have a couple left. We have Stingray here. I did Hercules. I'm not too happy with this one. But yeah, guys, we're going to be doing a lot of sketchbook stuff. Hopefully when I get over this work hump, we can do a little bit more of that. Captain America 323 from the 25th anniversary of the company of Marvel Comics. Here's the big note, because I did want to take a tally of this. let me show you guys. Of all of the characters here, if you were to tell someone that a Marvel Cinematic Universe was going to take over entertainment, entertain the world, get theme parks, endless merchandise sales, but really just inspire a generation to get involved with Marvel, you would think all of these characters would be relevant 10 plus years, right? 10 years into the whole thing. You would think all of these characters would be relevant. Here's the wild thing. Right, Spider-Man. I still say the Hulk is not Iron Man, not Captain Marvel. Doctor Strange, yeah, so we have 3. Captain America's dead, right? None of the X-Men outside of Wolverine. Like Daredevil, people are excited about that new show. And then no one else. Isn't that wild? Daredevil, Wolverine, Doctor Strange, Hulk, and Spider-Man. Yeah. I think if you went back in time and you explained that to someone, they would say, what the hell happened? Like, what the hell happened to Namor? What the hell happened to the Fantastic Four or the X-Men or Vision and the Scarlet Witch? Right? Like, it's a little bit crazy. So speaking of that, a lot of what you see here has been strip mined for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They strip mined this for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Kind of makes me angry because you read issues like this and you want issues like this to be some of a template. Mark Grunwald, one of the great writers, Paul Neary, one of the great pencilers, John Beatty, one of the great inkers, he's finisher here, and you see some of the John Beatty bumps. I'll show you some of his inking bumps. And we have Don Daly, editor. Don comes on board. He has like a little note here. It's like American Graffiti 2. Great letter column name. But he's like, hey, I'm Don. I worked on these books and I am ready to go. We wrap up the issue right here. The end. So this is a one and done. Who cares? Let's just start in the back. Let's just start with this dribble, right? You see this as the last page and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to have to read all that. This is Captain America on live television confessing to America that he murdered a terrorist in Switzerland. He created an international incident where he pissed off the Swiss, he pissed off Europe, he pissed off America, he pissed off S.H.I.E.L.D. Everyone's pissed at Captain America in this issue. Captain America doesn't really suit up in this issue outside of the first couple pages because he's fleeing. And we have his nemesis here, the Super Patriot, doing a publicity stunt. They have the Statue of Liberty in scaffolding, even though it doesn't quite look like it. We could be a little bit more accurate with the scaffolding. But yeah, for the centennial celebration, they're cleaning the Statue of Liberty. This guy does a little publicity stunt. He flips, and lands into the ocean. A couple cops see him. Some Jack Kirby motion there. And then we cut to Captain America flying back from Switzerland on his little jet ski. He gets intercepted by 2 aircraft. And these guys are like clearly blackout ops. And Captain America's like, look, maybe my steering column like is broken a little. He sees that these guys are pursuing him. So he just jumps on one of the aircraft because he's Captain America. But he addresses that. He goes, made it. Got to find, there's a handle, steady. No, hold up. Here we go. Sorry. He addresses it here. This won't be easy. But if I wanted things easy, I wouldn't be Captain America. That's right. Whatever is hard for you, Captain America is already doing harder things. Keep that in mind. That's like a good scale. But yeah, he busts into the ship. knocks out the guys. They try and stun him. Then he gets on the radio and he's like, hey, what's the deal? Who are you guys? Who are you guys? And these guys are like, oh, we're SHIELD. So he goes to the SHIELD stronghold, to the, well, not stronghold, SHIELD safe house, and he gets the deets. And the deets are this. And give me 1 second, my AKAPADers. Because here, we're going to do this right here. And I'm going to keep all of this in the video. I got to plug in my phone, because my phone's about to die. Here we go. All right, guys. We have the Flag Smasher here. He previously encounters and takes out the Flag Smasher overseas. And this dude, look, Captain America guns down terrorists. This dude, he's a part of SHIELD. He's like, Captain America, you're in absolute trouble. And when we read this, we feel it. We're like, how's Captain America ever going to get away from this? Like, how's he going to get out of this? Before this page, so guys, look at the nice establishing shots, right? We see we're in kind of like 3 separate environments. This is great here, Cap flying over Manhattan. I love when he gets to the safe house, though. I think this is such a tight establishing shot, guys. Admire the establishing shot. So SHIELD proposes something spectacular. They're saying, look, we can backdate our paperwork, but if you join SHIELD, we can tell everyone and get them off your back that you were on a mission for us and you were helping us. You can join now and we can backdate it. So he's like, so what do you want me to do? And he goes, well, he tells him all that. I'll have to think about this. So we know what Captain America decides. And this is great. So Super Patriot swims out of the ocean. He's like, I need to find a dry cleaner because now I smell like fish. And then we have Candy. I love, right, like we saw this in Superman with Lex Luthor, the Superman Adventures animated series, right? He had Mercy, but I love, like, the girl limo driver shtick. I think it's awesome. But they're like, Candy, can you drive through, like, the Bronx or Brooklyn? Maybe we can find a crime and I can go help someone, and it'd be great for publicity because that's, you know, this is the PR agent. And they find someone and he's like, look, hey, there's a woman being mugged. He goes, nah, that's you know, like, just move on. That's not, we need something more glitzy. We need something a little bit. And then you see the criminal, like, running away. And then we have the Super Patriot poster here because they're doing a rally, just like what we had in Philly yesterday. So here we go, guys. Hashtag Me Too moment of the issue. Captain America arrives back to Avengers Mansion. He's greeted by Alfred. And Hercules now is essentially having like a toga party, right? Like a toga party. Like they're literally having a toga party in Avengers Mansion. So much so, Captain America here says, good thing my room isn't adjacent to Hercules or the racket would keep me up all night. And then he sees a picture of a girl and he's kind of like dating into a law student drawn like this. Looks like she is out of a punk concert. And he's like, I wish I could call her. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, but she's probably sleeping. She's a law student. And we see that she's up, but she's thinking about him because she's reading the paper and she's like, what did this guy get himself into? So at this point, Steve Rogers, Captain America, has agreed not to suit up until this entire thing is resolved. So he's just walking around as Steve Rogers. He finds that Super Patriot rally and he's like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, this might be good. Then he shows up and it's an anti-Captain America rally, and this guy is trying to, I don't know, just steal his thunder. So you see it a mile away. They have these guys do a fake incursion during the rally. They're a bunch of somewhat super powered bodybuilders, athletes, because one of them punches through a wall later, but they're called the Buckies. And Super Patriot houses them. He readily kicks their butt. Now, I said before, we would see some of the, these wrinkles here? See how like there's like an ink pop like right here, and then there's one right here, and then right there. See that bicep pop? This is how you can tell someone is a finisher. Finishers also are really good with just picking out the blacks to form the figure and move on. But we get some really, I mean, look at the Paul Neri pose here. But yeah, he kicks all the Buckies. I mean, really nice shot here though. See here, see what I mean about the pops? See, like pop, pop, then it's light, then it's look, pop, pop. That's a finisher because they're just trying to get the forms and they have a little bit of an outline to work off of. And then this is the worst page of the entire book, page 16, because Steve Rogers, Captain America, he sees like a weird van, and he's like, oh, the Buckies, they put them in the van. I'm going to follow it, and then he somehow follows it, and he's at this like country club. So the proximity of it all is a little bit, but we do have two decent establishing shots. We know we're leaving, and then we know we're arriving, and then this is how Steve Rogers chooses to disguise himself if he can't be Captain America. And Super Patriot picks up on it like right away. He's like, you're Captain America. He's like right here. Hey, that's it. You're Captain America, right? And then in the perfect Ivan Drago face, AKAPAD. See what I mean by ink pops? Oh, it's like boom, boom, boom. There. We're just like clearing out the forms so we can move on. This is one of the reasons why we're a little bit light, and you saw it in the beginning, a little bit light on some of the backgrounds here. Because if we have a finisher, we may not have a tight timeline. Yeah, Super Patriot's like, look, dude, he's like, I'm coming for you. I want people to think of me as Captain America. And he's essentially doing like an anti-Captain America campaign. He's used it like during the rally. Super Patriot is just talking trash on the terrorism. He's like, Captain America is a loser because now he needs to use guns and he's gunning down terrorists. He's like, I still can use my fists. He goes right here. I can still just punch the living hell out of people, even though he has a electricity sword. But he proves it. He's like, hey, I'm doing all the things Captain America can't do because Captain America needs a gun. And he's like, you're old. He's like, you're too old. And then Captain America just puts him in his place. He's like, look, dude. He's like, if you want to be a symbol of America, you darn well better be worthy of it. And this dude just flips out. But guys, we have those nice look, ink pops. Dark line, real dark, super light at the top. So predictable. They send the Buckies after a Captain America that's drawn here in a very oversized suit. You want to say this panel took 30 seconds to render. Doesn't matter, still looks hot. See what I mean? One of those guys, they just punch the wall. Like they literally punch the wall. And Captain America, Steve Rogers, can't figure out if they're superpowered or not. But he takes them all. Now, he can't use the shield because he promised shield, pun intended. But he's got it in this briefcase. And this dude's like, look, I'm getting tired of that, of you swinging that thing around, Spasmo. I'm taking it from you. And Steve Rogers is like, yeah, take it right here. So he throws the briefcase that has the shield on the inside, and he just nukes the dude. Just nukes him. Flips the guy. All right, we got a little Jack Kirby move there. Little leg kick. Monkey flip. Everyone's out. The wall's busted. And then checkmate. Captain America puts, checkmates Super Patriot. He can't use the terrorism against him. He can't say that he's a murderer. He can't say anything. Captain America throws himself on the mercy of the altar. End issue. We ended with whatever, Grandpa America, like it or not, meaning I'm coming for you. And this is such a good freaking issue, AKAPADers. There's a lot of story in here. Holy crap.